Justin Tuminowski here, coming at you with Deal Sauce. Woke up this morning, checked my messages, 5:30, 5 a.m., somewhere in there, and I got a message from a community member. Actually, first of all, I respect Kevin. I saw the words greetings, and I thought immediately it was a virtual assistant, only because a lot of virtual assistants will hit us up in my DMs and say greetings. I think it's just one of those things. So I thought that was comical. But super sweet gentleman. Greetings, Mr. Tuminowski. My name is Kevin Emanuel. I am a SubTo member, and I recently purchased Deal Sauce to provide service to my No One Left Behind team. Kevin, thank you for coming on to the Deal Sauce family. Thank you for joining No One Left Behind. Thank you for taking action. You, my friend, are actually doing the thing that a lot of people, 90% of the people out there will not even take the first step. So thank you for doing this. And then also thank you for reaching out. Normally, guys, I don't look at these messages like this, or I would not do a video, but Kevin was such a sweet gentleman. He wasn't demanding, and clearly he just needed some help. But I also thought, how do we kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone? How do we help more people than just Kevin? Is putting it on video, helping Kevin, but also let's put it out to everyone else who can maybe get some value from this. So that's why we're doing it. So back to the narrative of the message. I would like to know how they can be integrated for maximum value. Also, I did a commercial lead search for Kings County, New York, which yielded 250,000 results. Is there any way I can break the results down to property type, like 6 to 10 units, 10 to 50 units, and 50 plus units? Absolutely, we can. Also, in the lead type, is there a way to determine the active listings? It's been a learning process, and I've been very satisfied with the results. Well, good to hear. I also gained valuable info watching your video with Pace on micro housing, micro family. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Well, Kevin, thank you for the message. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you allowing me to do this. So guys, let's go into it real quick, and let's get Kevin up to speed here and everyone else who's curious. So we didn't go into the asset class. So for all intents and purposes, I'm guessing it's going to be multifamily, right? Because we're talking about units, but they break units down in even the storage units, I think. But we're safe here. All right, folks. So you see what I did? Kings County. Now we can go all states, guys. We can go through the whole state. We can actually add multiple states. Yesterday on a live I did, and this is what I do. I go all sideways. I ended up putting Dallas, Texas with the whole state of North Carolina. Now other providers, PropStream, they won't even allow you to do a whole state. Never mind a state and a whole city 2,000 miles away. How freaking badass is that? As a deal finder, that makes me happy. All right, back to it. So multifamily. We're going to do multifamily for now. I want to make a designation. I want to make an asterisk here on my comment where, guys, apartment house, garden, apartment, dormitory, those things could be labeled multifamily as well. It comes down to what the state, local, counties, towns, townships, what they're labeling things as. We're getting the data from the public and from all these different individuals across the country and all these, and all these recording offices and county records. If they label something differently, we have to pick that up. So we're trying to put things in buckets, right? And that's all this all ever is, and anyone's doing it. So we're all against the same battle here. So you might have multifamily that might be coming up as apartment house, but for all intents and purposes, let's go to multifamily. Now he had 250,000 results. Very curious to think why. I bet you if we did this, let's go back here, drop down, asset class. Let's just go to that. We're not going to do any asset class. All right, there you go. We had 230. So that was my guess. 230, 250. I can understand this probably exactly where he was at. That's just the general overview of what we're pulling in for commercial assets. All right, 250,000. So let's go multifamily, back to that. And I think we brought up 506. Okay, cool. Now, guys, we should be, look at the first one, 91 units. More or less, we're going to have anything 4 units and under is going to be on the residential side, 5 and over will be on the commercial side. I understand mortgages label up to 5 sometimes for residential, but for all intents and purposes, those are where our threshold is for commercial designations. We have 91 units. All right, we 506 property cards, addresses, prospects under multifamily. So, Kevin, as you can see what I did here, Kings County, just hit the drop-down menu here. It said lead types. I went over to asset classes, apartments, multifamily. You can go to anything else you want. You can click multiple if you want. Look at this, storage units. Let's go to filters. Let's break this down. Now, I think one of the questions you said, get rid of my mug here, 6 to 10 units, 10 to 50. I'm not going to do all of these, but I'm going to show you where you can do this. Let's go 10 right here. number of units, 10 to 50, just like that. I hit enter. 50 needs to go in. Look right here on the left-hand side. All the things you are inputting here, make sure they label here. Make sure they stick on this summary. And if you want to get rid of it, you can get rid of it. And we'll put it back now. 10 to 50. All right, it's back. And I just wanted to show you that you can remove them. Now, if you wanted to, while I'm here, you can go individuals. Do you want to find mom and pop? Do we want to go just business owners? You know, the government, financial. You might have someone who did a foreclosure process. So you might bring up financial and you might get the banks. So you need to weed through these things. If you do pull everybody, you will need to pull out, because I've made lists where it says freaking Wells Fargo. Well, I'm not sending a direct piece of mail or a LOI to Wells Fargo. They're not going to sell me that asset. So one day maybe we'll have a designation for remove the lenders. Loan to value, you can put their loans, their interest rates. So if loan to value, you want to put, if you want, 70% loan to value in there. So if you say there's a minimum of 30%, I'd put 70% as a minimum here. So if you want 30% equity, I put the other end of it, the loan in here, 70 to 150%. Maybe they're over leveraged. So that's where you would do loan to value. Mortgage interest rates max. You can do like I'll do a max of 6%. Put that in there. Maturity, loan types, last sale date. You can do something like, hey, I want to say they haven't sold it in the last 5 years. But I would, if you were going to do that, I would almost do something here, years of ownership. I like that one to find the old, mom and pop. So let's say like someone has owned it for 10 years or more. Or you could do out-of-state owners, absentee owners out of state. But we only have 500 records here, so I'm sure this is going to whittle down pretty fast. Yeah, 32. So we did 10 years. So let's go back to what we did. We did 10 years, 10 to 50 units. That's the threshold. I mean, that's a pretty big threshold, I guess. Let's try like 10 to 30. Let's go microfamily, 32. Okay. So then we can let's go back to see what we did. Individual owned. Again, so if you're in an LLC, we're not pulling it up necessarily. And you can go back to that. You can absolutely pull those people. I'm just showing you that some little strategy that I might do. I'm looking for mom and pop. Someone might be tired. So we got Tanya Wilson. She's a 10-unit building. Kirk Brown, Florence Spencer, Edmund Gray, Jennifer Roach. Pretty dope. And they own these. High equity, board investor, tax delinquent 2023, tax government lien. Ooh, who's this? 10-unit building. New York's not giving us too many things because of disclosures, but for all intents and purposes, in Brooklyn, is this really worth $500,000? I would think not. I would think way more. So, that could be something where this is just because it's reading 00. Be mindful of that. And there's only certain things that we can pull because of disclosure issues. But for the point of this video, Kevin, I hope that gives you a perspective of where to pull the unit counts. So you got your market values you can do there. You get your unit numbers right here, 10 to 30. Put whatever you want, even number of stories. Pretty interesting there. Zoning codes, if you know the zoning codes where you want to keep those built, that's a good question if you are referring to commercial on market. Now, that would be a commercial brokerage. Like that would be almost like Crexy. It's a good question. I know I can get you the residential multifamily, but I'm not sure we're seeing on market. I do not believe we have commercial on market because that would not put it on the MLS. So if it's not on the MLS, I can't get it. That's the answer. So I had to think about that for a minute because there's things that I haven't really searched yet in here. I can't search every piece of real estate, although I would love to. If it's not on a MLS, a multiple listing service, we won't get it. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't. I think it's a good point. But we're here if we're MLS, we're going to go there. Now, if you're looking for buildings, I think the biggest thing is let's pull the list here. And what I would also do is there's other avenues where we can pull this list. You can export it. So let me show you how to do that, Kevin. So let's pull this list. I want to take all of these, right? All 32 of these. I want to select 32. Look what it just did. It just brought it up to my leads bucket here. So I just brought it into the leads here. And what we can do is, from here, you can do everything. Excuse me. From here, you can do everything. We could skip trace it. We can direct mail it. We can send it to the portfolio, which is the back of the house, CRM, underwriting, all that. Label it, do whatever you want there, but also download it. So you can export this standard, and you're going to get all the things here. You can take all this data, export it. It's going to go into this button here. you're going to see this bell as well. Next thing you know, it's going to end up in this. You'll have a little drop down, or you'll have where your downloads go. It's either going to be a zip file or it's going to be a CSV. We store all of our draws, all of our pulls, right? So if it's a zip, it's because it's going to make a smaller file. It's a good thing. It's one more step if you have to break it down. But if you ever lost that search, we actually have that saved for you. We're storing that data. So I just want to make that very clear. We're storing that data for you. So guys, I'm actually going to make a video on that. So from there, you export it. What I would do, I would potentially upload that into a ChatGPT. I would upload that potentially into maybe another, like a Crexy or somewhere, one of those commercial websites. And I would see if you could take that file, that CSV file, and run it against anything on market in a commercial environment. Even ChatGPT, I'd be very curious to see what that comes back as. Or if, and I wouldn't say we can probably do it here. But what we can do here, I'll show you, because we have that same upload feature here. And I might be getting a little ahead of myself with you on this, but there could be options where you upload that file or put it into a ChatGPT or an AI and say, hey AI, hey Google, hey whoever has an AI, can you run these addresses and let me know which ones may or may not be on market? I bet you that's a very, very easy, I bet you that, because what they'll do is just run through Google most often. And that's almost like having your own platform, your own deal sauce, but commercial, high-end commercial version. So we have to be creative sometimes on how we manipulate these things to our environment. But there's some really awesome opportunities out there to take our data and then conform it, twist it, put it out there, and see what regurgitates back to you. All right. Residential side, I want to just give you the same thing. Kings County. This is a long video now. New York. Let's do a list that I like to do. So now you have your active listings here. You could do active listings. All right. We could do a low equity, high equity, free and clear. We can do any of those things here. But go into the filters next. Let's get rid of everything else. Let's get rid of the town. Let's go singles, condos, get rid of them. Let's do 5 apartment, multifamily, active listings. You can do a bedroom count here. But since New York is one of those non-disclosure, might have some issues there, let's not even worry about the bedroom counts. Let's just know that it's going to be a multifamily, small micro-family building. And guys, if you're out there in the New England market, in the Northeast market, guys, that is my business. Please, you have creative deals, creative, unique multifamily deals, please let me know. realestatejustin.com. So last sale date, you can do all that stuff active. We can do pending, we can do expired. That's a cool list to look at, is the expireds. But let's look at, let's do, since we got to hone this in, let's go, maybe we'll do some creative deals. 70% loan to value. And I want them to have owned this for 10 years. That might be a hard one. Minimum of 10 years. And I want to be individuals. Let's see what comes back. 15 properties. These are on market too, by the way. So we have photos not recent, brick detached 2-family home located in the heart of, so that's how you pull your list. Same thing, LOI blaster. Okay, the cool thing here. Here you go, select all, go to your leads, download, standard. You click everything here, click all these, export. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna send you to this export button here, and the records will be here. So they're always gonna be here, guys. But for now, it's also gonna come into your downloads folder. There's mine. And that's it. Take it in, import it into LOI blaster, filter. Guys, we have really, really good data. So I would say if, for instance, though, look at here. This is going to be the problem in some of these states. And if they don't give you, now Michael did not disclose his email and or phone number. We don't get it if they don't disclose it on the property. So these, you need to Google this and put on, and go Google Michael and say, I need, agent, phone number and email, and go find it and then put it in. You only have 15 here. So these are 15 LOIs. You can have a virtual assistant do this. You can do it yourself. You can do it, at night when you're maybe not reaching out to agents, when you're not doing money-making activities. You can do these later on in the day, where that's when you can do the emails and do some of the back-end work. But that's the only challenge. Our deal sauce has pound for pound has been beating PropStream and all of their data. As you can see, the next one down, I've been hearing phenomenal things about our data as far as emails, even for the agents, and phone numbers. Really, the big thing here is it's going to the office. Kevin, I hope this was valuable for you. Thank you for being here. Please share this. Please tell your friends. Please tell our community and people outside of our community. Let's go to the free Facebook group. Let's tell those folks what we're doing here. We don't want to make Deal Sauce a secret. We don't want to make LOI Blaster a secret. Guys, if you're watching this, you don't have a Deal Sauce or you don't have LOI Blaster, please check my descriptions. Listen, I just want you guys doing good business. Sign up, do your thing, squad up with each other. And on to the next video. I appreciate you.